fun and what's pleasant, sitting together. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this morning Yom Kippur service. I wish we could all be together, but we kind of are all together. Can you guys see everyone's faces on our screens together? Can you wave your hand and say, Boker Tov, everyone? It is so good to be here all together. So normally, when I start a family service for Yom Kippur, I come a little bit early and I make sure the room is ready for everyone. And as people come in, I show them to their seats, I give them their machzor, and we have everything that we need in our room together. But we are not in the same room together, and I've set up my space, but I want to take a minute before we start singing and going through our service to set up our spaces in our own homes. So I'm going to show you a couple, oh, I see some of our friends already have this stuff. So I'm going to set up all of the things that I have with me, and as I'm doing that, if you feel like these are things you have in your home, and if you feel like you can go grab them, we can set up our space kind of all together. If you don't have these things, it's no big deal. You can just watch what I'm doing. But if you do, it might be a nice time. So the first thing I did is I got my basket of levies because I am sitting in this room by myself and I don't really want to feel alone during the service on Yom Kippur. I can see all of your faces, but I want some people in the room with me too. So I've got my basket of levies and I've got Mr. Dog. I don't know if you can see this. Mr. Dog is wearing a mask because we're being so safe together. And I'm going to put Mr. Dog down. And Piglet has come to my service this morning. And if you guys have some levies and you want to grab them and get them out, this is a good time to do so. I'm sitting on my ritzpah, on my carpet in Zidel, but you can seat your levies wherever you would like them. I have got, I'm not quite sure what animal this is. Rabbi Eve, I think it might be a hedgehog. I'm not sure. I'm going to put my hedgehog right here. And Piglet's kind of struggling to sit up. So I'm going to lay Piglet down. Maybe he's tired. I've got another puppy dog. I, of course, have none other than Mitzvah Mouse. Mitzvah Mouse is going to sit right in the front with us. I've got Clifford, who's also wearing a mask. Oh, thank you, Clifford, for being so safe. And I've got, ooh, do you guys know this friend? This friend gets a little bit nervous. But here he is. It's Tucker Turtle. Tucker Turtle is with us. Oh, my friends are all kind of tired. They're just falling down. And my last friend that I have is Mr. Teddy Bear, and he's a little bit cold, so he's wearing his scarf. So those are some of the things I brought. I also am planning on doing a lot of dancing during this service. So I brought with me some things that I might be able to dance with. For me, it's scarves. I'm not sure what you like to dance with at home, but if you want to grab something you can dance with, that's useful. And I have also got my guitar because I like to make music. So if you would like to make some music, maybe you have some instruments at home you might want to grab. Maybe you have, let's see, where is it? I've got an egg shaker. I've actually got a whole basket of instruments, so you can grab that. And then grown-ups, I have something for you to grab. I know you're at home, so you might not have it, but if you have a talit, we will make use of it during the service. If you don't have a talit, you can grab any kind of blanket that you might have. And if you don't have a blanket, when I call on you, we can just use our hands and do a pretend blanket. So I think those are some of the things we're gonna need. I'm almost ready to start. I'm almost ready. So we did a little singing. We got all of the things in our room set up. Oh, I think I'm ready for my stretch. So we're gonna do one big stretch all together to get our bodies ready. So go ahead and take one of your hands. If you can put it all the way up to your screen. Oh, good job, everybody. I can see all of your faces and all of your hands. Thank you for doing that. We're gonna take that hand and we're gonna stretch it all the way up to the ceiling. I'm stretching mine so high you can't even see it. And we're gonna stretch and stretch and stretch. And as we stretch, our bodies get bigger. And for today's service, we're gonna focus on making our bodies bigger for some room for kindness. Kindness is gonna be the main idea that we're talking about today on Yom Kippur. Very good. If you have somebody in the room with you, I see most of you do, I want you to look in your friend, your grown-up, your sister, your whoever it is in the room with you, your lovies, look in their eyeballs, wave your hand and say, Boker Tov. Very good, you guys. Okay, take your opposite hand, not the same hand, your opposite hand, and stretch it all the way up. The other side of our body is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Because it's Yom Kippur, I want us to think about making room for forgiveness in our hearts today, in our bodies. Good job, everyone. I want you to look right into the camera, into my eyeballs. Wave your hand, and can you say Shana Tova? That's Happy New Year. Very good. Okay, friends. The last stretch we're gonna do requires both hands at the same time. I know you can do it. Stretch both of them way up. Oh, doesn't that feel so good? And if you feel comfortable, I want you to bring your arms down on the shoulders of the friend sitting in the room with you. We're gonna begin to sway our bodies back and forth as we sing Shalom Rav, which is our wish for peace. Let's see those swaying bodies. Good job, everyone. With your lovies, I love it. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki ata hu melech hador, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech hador, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We, this year together, are going to make peace and bring it into the whole world. That was beautiful. So as I mentioned before, the theme for our service this morning is kindness. And one of the things you often hear grown-ups talk about on Yom Kippur is saying, I'm sorry, right? But it's kind of hard to say I'm sorry, and especially when we're not right in the moment, and it's hard to remember those challenging moments. For us, it's really hard to think about what we're sorry for. So one of the things I like to focus on, especially with kiddos during Yom Kippur, is how we can be our best selves for the coming year. And one of the ways we can do that is through kindness. And when I think about how to bring kindness in the world, the first thing is I think about my kind thoughts. And if I have kind thoughts in my head, sometimes I'm able to turn those kind thoughts into kind words because I've thought about them so much, and then I can say those kind words that I thought about. And when I bring kind words into the world, it helps me remember that I can act in a kind way too. So we have kind thoughts, kind words, and kind hearts that help us bring kind action into the world. So can you guys do that with me? We've got kind thoughts. Very good, everyone. Kind words and a kind heart. And our kind heart can help us bring action into the world. So I don't know if you've ever heard the song. I think the first time I heard it was in Music Together, called Funga Alafia. Funga Alafia is actually a West African proverb that brings this idea of kindness into the world. It really means, I greet you with my kind thoughts. I greet you with my kind words. I greet you with my kind heart. And in the West African language, they bring their hands out to show that they have nothing up their sleeves. And for us, we translate into doing action. So we're gonna try that all together. We've got kind thoughts. You bring your hands up to your rosh. Very good. Kind words, you bring your hands to your pet. Kind hearts, you bring your hands to your lev. and then we bring our hands out to show that we have action. So we're gonna sing the words of Funga Alafia, and here's the really tricky part. Rabbi Eve, are you there? I need your help for this one. So, you know, I say this a lot. If I had 4 hands and 4 arms, I could not only play guitar, but also show you the motions all at the same time. Wouldn't that be amazing? But I only have 2 hands and 2 arms. So I'm gonna use my hands and arms to play the guitar. And Rabbi Eve is gonna use her hands and arms to show you the hand motions so that we can do that all together. We can sing these words together and move our bodies in a way that help us really understand those words. Rabbi Eve, are you ready? Friends at home, are you ready? Here we go. You guys doing the hand motions. I know they're kind of tricky, but we're going to try really hard to do them. Can you guys do them? And grown-ups, can you help your kiddos? Oh, there we go. Now I see more hands. Are you ready? Here we go. Us remember where kindness can live in our body. So we're going to start with our rosh. We're going to put our hands on our rosh. Kindness is in our head. We're going to put our hands on our peh to remind us our mouth of our kind words. We're going to put our hands on our lev to remind us of our kind hearts. And then we're going to put our hands out and we're going to say oseh al oseh, which means to do. Should we give it a try? I think we can do it. Rosh, peh, lev, oseh. My hope for Yom Kippur and for my coming year, that I can remember for myself to think my kind thoughts, to speak kind words, to feel the kindness in my heart, and to bring that kindness into the world. So we're going to think about that kindness as we move through our service. And we're going to start with Modeh Ani. Rabbi Eve, would you tell us a few words about Modeh Ani and gratitude?
So one of the things that I love the most about Yom Kippur is that we have this moment to start over again, to start fresh. And Modeh Ani actually reminds us that it's not just on Yom Kippur that we get to do it, but that every morning when we wake up, we start new. And that's how we find our gratitude for a new beginning, every single day. So when we sing Modeh Ani this morning, what we're thinking about is, what are we grateful for? Are we grateful for the chance to say, I'm sorry? Are we grateful for a new year and a new start? Are we grateful for the sun that's coming out today? It is a beautiful day outside. Are we grateful for each other, for looking at each other and being in community? It's a good time now to think about what your gratitude might be for today, and we'll sing Modeh Ani. Thank you, God, for this beautiful day.
Thank you, Rabbi Eve. And as we're singing Modeh Ani, I would invite you, if you feel comfortable, to think about that gratitude and write it down in the chat. I know Rabbi Eve and I are wondering what those gratitudes are for you. So we're going to sing the song, and when we're all done, I just need to move my screen, sorry guys. when we're all done singing that, we're going to read your gratitudes all together. There we go. Here we go. Rabbi Eve, can you read us some of those gratitudes?
I sure can. Let's see. We have gratitude for blue sky, for mommy and mama, for family visiting, for Zoom. We have an it's private. It's good to have gratitudes we sometimes don't want to share too. For playing with people and having services with you all this morning. Family, cats, Raya, and Foundation School. Our baby nephew/cousin Lawrence. We're grateful for a healthy baby, for good health and vitality, eyes, ears, food, and music, family time, our health, extra special family time this holiday season, and gratitude for sister.
Those are so beautiful, and I am feeling a lot of gratitude right now that there is so much participation from families in this service and in this moment together. It really helps me feel like I'm a part of this community and to hear that you're a part of it too. So thank you so much, everybody. So now is a moment in the service. Do you remember at the beginning I said if you had a talit or a blanket to bring it? So if you have a talit in your house or a blanket, now is the time to grab it. And if you don't have those things, you can just use your arms because we are going to make the beautiful tents of Jacob together with Matovu. And I want to invite you, grown-ups in the room, to spread that shelter, spread that tent over yourself and the children in the room with you. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Oh my goodness. Look at all of this. I see Leah and Miriam and Raya are doing it. I see Ezra and his family are doing it. I see Sienna's doing it. I see Colette and Amelia and Mia are doing it. I see Cora and her mama are doing it. I see the Roar family doing it. My goodness, you guys, this is so beautiful. And so many more of you. We are going to sing Matovu and we're going to express gratitude just like we did in Modani, but for the shelter that we have, the beauty of the shelter and the tradition of our family, and feel the love that we have together under that. Wonderful it feels to know that you can provide that for your children. And children, look up at your grown-ups. See what they do for you. How lucky we are to have each other. so beautiful to see all of these shelters that we have as a community. Thank you, everyone. We're going to move into Birkot HaShachar that Rabbi Eve is going to lead us in.
Yes, I love Birkot HaShachar because Birkot HaShachar is a beautiful way to start our day by thinking about the different ways we use our body and the different blessings that we have. The first bracha for Birkot HaShachar is thanking God for giving the rooster knowledge of when it's daytime and when it's nighttime. Because the rooster used to be the alarm clock, and it would make its noise when it was time to wake up, and that's how everyone knew it was time to start their day. I don't know about you. Some of you might have a rooster that wakes you up in the morning, but usually my rooster is a call from another room that says, Mommy, I need to, and then there'll be the rest of that. Or, Daddy, I need to. That'll be my rooster in the morning. Sometimes it's also just looking out the window and seeing that the sun has come up. All of those things tell us that we are so lucky to know, especially in the last week, when it's daytime and when it's nighttime by seeing the sun. So we say this blessing. It's got a lot of Hebrew at the end of it. So if you don't know it, that's okay. You can just say Amen, which means I agree, which means that you said the blessing too. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasech vivina lavchin ben yom uvein laila. Amen. The next bracha that we say is She'asani b'tzalmo. Thank you, God, for making me in your image. And I like to think of that as God made me exactly who I need to be. I am the best me and the only me that there is in the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Amen. And then our next bracha is one about opening our eyes. So for this one, being able to see, I want you to close your eyes super, super tight. I'm going to close them really, really tight, and then I want you to open them really, really big. And maybe close them really, really tight one more time. Open them really big, close them really tight, open them really big. Every time I do that, the world looks a little bit brighter. And I like to think about that as when we open our eyes, we thank God for giving us eyes that can be open. The world looks different each time we open them because we're looking for the different ways in which we can really see others and really see the work that needs to be done. Pokeach Ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Pokeach Ivrim. Amen. And our last bracha this morning says, Hanoten Leah Koach. Thank you, God, who gives the tired, the sleepy ones, koach, lots of strength. If you have strong arms, let me see some strong arms out there. Yes, strength to do our work in the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten le'ya'ef koach. Amen. So we warmed up our voices already, and we've given gratitude. Now I think it's time to have a little bit more gratitude. What do you think, Morah?
Rabbi Eve, I'm going to move my camera a little because we have had time for gratitude and we have had time for singing and stretching, and I think we should make a little time to dance. What do you guys think? So I don't know if you brought stuff to dance with. You don't even need anything to dance, but if you have your scarves and you want to dance now is the time to grab them, stand up, as we are going to sing hallelujah and thank God. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Such good dancing. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, Shabbat, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, such good dancers. Did you see all those moves? Very impressive. We are going to stay standing and we're going to do the Baruchu. There's two parts. I start and then you guys sing the second part and I'll sing it with you. I'm going to turn and face the ark and we bend at our knees and bow at our waist. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. I love hearing the different melody that we have for that, for the high holidays. So you're going to take out your shin. We're going to get really quiet, get our listening ears ready, and sing the Shema all together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. And we open our eyes and we see everyone all together, our community here with us. So we're going to take a moment now to say a prayer for peace. Oseh Shalom. And for those of you who've been to our services before, you know that we have hand motions, just like in Funga Alafia, that help us really bring the meaning of the words through our bodies and into the world. And I'm going to invite Rabbi Eve to share those hand motions with us now. And as we sing the song, she will be your leader for those motions.
So when we sing Oseh Shalom, we take our hands, we say Oseh Shalom B'Romav, God who makes peace up high. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. We grab that piece and we bring it down to us. And then we want to spread it, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. And then even bigger, because it's not just to us in our community, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Big spread to everyone in our world. Everyone should have peace. And then we say Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. We tell everyone what we're doing, that we want to bring peace to the world.
Okay, I'm going to bring my camera down again because I'm going to take a seat on the floor. And I'm going to invite you, if you were standing, to sit back down. And we're going to go back to that idea of kindness on Yom Kippur. And Rabbi Eve talked, oh, my head is not in there, guys. Let's try that again. Was that better? There we go. And Rabbi Eve talked a little bit last night, if you were here with us in the service, about opening our hearts to forgive other people. And I like to think about it also as opening our hearts for kindness, right? And so we invited you, and we're going to do that again now, to make a fist. Can you hold your fist up? And you're going to hold it up just like you're knocking on a door, right? We go knock, knock, knock. And when we knock on a door, what we're really saying is, open up, door, open up, let me in. And we're going to take that fist, and we're going to put it on our heart. And we're going to give a little knock, knock, knock. And what we're saying when we do that is, open up, heart, open up. Allow me to feel kinder. Allow me to do kinder. Allow me to say kinder. And we just give it a little tap, tap, tap. And I don't know if you've seen your grown-ups do this on Yom Kippur too. It's called the Ashamnu. And all the grown-ups in shul will tap, tap, tap their hearts for the same reason. So we're going to sing a song called Tap Your Heart that's with the Ashamnu. And I want to invite you in the parts of the song where it says tap, tap, tap your heart, do that. Feel your heart just kind of opening up as you give it a little knock, knock, knock. And then there are parts of the song where it's a repeat. So I'm going to sing it a little bit slower and invite you guys to sing after me. Are you ready? You ready to tap your heart? Here we go. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Repeat after me. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofim. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. This is another repeat part. We've made mistakes. There've been hard things. But this is what the new year brings. A chance to change. A chance to grow. With one first step. Nice and slow. Get your fists ready. Put it over your heart. Here we go. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Here comes the repeating again. We've used bad words and hurt our friends, but these mistakes are not the end. We do tshuva, we choose to do good, we tap our hearts to remind us we should. Take your hand out again, put it over your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Doesn't that feel so good, you guys? Doesn't it feel so good to give your hearts a little opening, a little tap? I love that tefillah so much. Thank you for singing that with me. So now that our hearts are open, we can be in a space of extra kindness where we can ask forgiveness from our friends, from God, and from ourselves, right? And so we're going to sing a song about forgiveness. Part you may have heard in shul before. You may have heard this melody. stand up for the next one. And Rabbi Eve, I'm going to invite you to share a few words about Avinu Malkeinu as I stand up and open the ark.
So the next tefillah, the next prayer that we do is called Avinu Malkeinu. And this prayer, we open the ark because we're asking God to help us to bring tzedakah, to help us to bring really good justice into the world, and chesed, which is deep love to the world, and to respond to us, to help us to do really good things. And the words in the prayer, the words in the Machzor are Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. But I would like to also invite you that if the thinking about God as a father doesn't quite work for you, to use whichever words you might want to put in there too. And so I like to use Ruach Olam. I like to talk about God as the spirit of the world. And so Ruach HaOlam is the word that I'm going to be using. You can use Avinu Malkeinu. You could think of God as Ima or Imenu, our mother, whatever words you might want to put in there while we're all singing, to think about how when we are loving them to each other like a parent hopefully is to a child, that is what God does for us, and that is how we build a better world.
Thank you, Rabbi Eve. Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Va'aneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu Va'aneinu, Ki ein banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, help us to do what is right. Help us be strong. Help us be kind. Always the truth is inside. Better people we will be when God gives strength to me to help those in need with love in our hearts. That is the way it should be. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu. So we have some choreography to do. I'm going to walk over and close the ark. Which means we can all sit down again. And as soon as we sit down, we are going to stand right back up because we're going to open the ark again. Because I don't know if you saw when the ark was open just a few minutes ago. Did you see that really special thing in there? Did you guys see it? Do you know what it was? Rabbi Eve, was it a big, huge donut for Hanukkah?
Why are you talking about food today, Morah?
I'm sorry, you're right. As soon as I said it, I was like, uh-oh. I should have said, is it a big, huge guitar?
I think it's something even sweeter than that donut.
I think
and
you're right.
more harmonious than a guitar. I think it's a Torah.
Let's go take a look. Oh my gosh, it is a beautiful, beautiful Torah. And lots of friendly Torahs. If you guys have a Torah at home, this would be a great time to take it out. I'm gonna hug it and parade around. Please sing with me. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivat lanu Moshe. Okay, I'm gonna close the ark behind me. And I am going to give a Torah to all of my friends that are sitting here. So I'm gonna move my screen down so you guys can watch. All my friends are sitting so patiently. I have a Torah for Mitzvah Mouse. I have a Torah for Doggy. I have a Torah for Piglet, who's been asleep this entire service. I have a Torah for Bear. I have a Torah for Tucker Turtle. I have a Torah for Clifford. And I have a few Torahs for me, and I'm going to sit down and snuggle with as well. And I'm going to get super cozy in my spot and super cozy with my Torahs because I am ready for a story. I wonder who might be telling us that story.
Oh, is it me?
It's you, Rabbi Eve, it's you.
It is me. I've been thinking a lot about Yom Kippur and a lot about the way on Yom Kippur we try to think about our year that was and how we might make changes and how those changes might affect us in the year to come. And there are a lot of different stories that we could tell on that theme. But one activity in particular really sort of stuck with me this year, and I want to model it for us here too, and maybe this is even something that you can do at home. And this is about what do we do? What happens when maybe we make a mistake, or we might hear something unkind, or we might say something unkind? What happens to those things, and what can we do about them? So I'm going to do that using my friend here. Last night before Yom Kippur started, I drew this beautiful picture of a friend. I think it's beautiful. Don't you think so? I like the belt that I put on my friend and the hands. Yeah. So I like to think that this is actually maybe sort of like me or maybe not. And when I have this piece of paper, I started to think last night about the things that may have happened this year. And I thought there was one time where I lost my temper. So for each time I think about something that happened that wasn't very good, I'm going to crinkle my paper. I lost my temper a little bit. I didn't clean up a mess. I said an unkind thing to a friend. Do you see what's happening to my paper? I forgot to follow all the rules. I told a lie. I wasn't being truthful. I was thinking about my year and all of those things I did. Look what happened. I got all crumpled. That's how I feel inside sometimes when I'm not doing the right thing or when I'm being hard on myself or when I'm struggling. But then I started to think, what else happened this year? Did anything happen that made me feel happy? And I remembered that I got the chance to say I was sorry. And I gave a hug pre-coronavirus to a friend who wasn't feeling good. And I wore my mask to help others. And I made a card to send to a friend just because. And I got to dance and play with my friends. And I cleaned up my mess because I remembered. And each time I thought about that, I opened my paper up some more. Now, that's sort of what it feels like in our own heart. Sometimes we feel all crumpled and wrinkled because we're not super proud of what we've done. And sometimes we're really proud and we open back up and we get to be this big person again. But my paper still has some wrinkles in it. I like to think of the wrinkles. Look, my face, it has some wrinkles in it too, right around there. I like to think of those as wrinkles that came from my smiling and also wrinkles that came from my frowning when I wasn't good. They're not always there, but they do tell a story. And the story of Yom Kippur is that we all have little marks. We get crumpled up during the year, but we also hopefully can help uncrumple each other. And when we say tap our heart and we think about what we've done, it's important to remember the good things that we've done, the ways in which maybe we didn't try our hardest, and to know that we each can do our job to try and smooth back out our papers, and to help other people open back up and heal their hearts and become whole as we enter into the new year. And I think that's the story not just of Yom Kippur, but of our Torah. We watch people make mistakes all the time in the Torah, and they also find ways to correct those too. And that's what we're going to do too this year. Shana Tova.
Rabbi Eve, that was so beautiful. That was so, so beautiful. You know, friends, I just want to say how grateful I am to have Rabbi Eve with us, because I knew the story she was going to tell. And still when she told it, I felt it all in my heart. I felt what it felt like for me to feel crumpled and then uncrumpled. That was so beautiful, Rabbi Eve. Thank you. And it made me want to stretch a little bit. So I'm going to invite you to stretch with me. I want you to reach your arms out, and not just out to the side, our palms are forward, but reach them back, because that makes our heart go forward. And we're going to try and lead this year with the kindness of our heart. Feel your heart shining up and forward when you do that. And then take your arms and wrap them around your own body. I know your kiddos are in the room with you. I know your grown-ups are in the room with you, but wrap them around your own body and give yourself a squeeze. And say out loud, I am amazing. I didn't hear it loud enough. Let's do it again. I am amazing. Aren't we so lucky to have each other? Okay, so grab your Torahs. I'm gonna grab all of my Torahs. Can I grab all of them at the same time? Oh my goodness, friends, thank you for giving me your Torahs back. We're gonna stand up all together, because I'm gonna open the ark again. There it is. I'm gonna walk over to the ark and open it up. Are you standing? Are you standing at home? Here we go. Etz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomcheha. Me'ushar etz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomcheha. Me'ushar. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. Okay, we're going to come back into our sitting spots. If there is a lap or someone you can snuggle with, now is the time to do that. If you want to bring your lovies with you to snuggle to, we're going to find a cozy, sweet spot together to bless each other. So make sure you're snuggled all together. Grown-ups, if you have a kiddo with you and you want to put your hands on their head, that's traditionally something we do for this blessing. We're going to sing You Are a Blessing. We're going to end this song with the words of our tradition, but it's a repeat song all the way through. So I'm going to sing a line, and then you're going to sing that line after me. You ready? You are a blessing every day. When I watch you grow, learn and play, you are a blessing every day. When you care for me, help our family. I'll love you and keep you. I'll hug you and kiss you forever and ever and ever. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for our family Yom Kippur service. We really appreciate you being here with us. Rabbi Eve, thank you so much for being here with me this morning. And friends, If you're fasting, I hope you have an easy fast, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful new year to come. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Morah, Leah. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Shana Tova. Quick reminder, at 10 o'clock, our K through 6 program happens on another Zoom room. The live stream started at 9, so you can go jump on that. And if you wanted to see the beginning, you can just go to the portal and click on the YouTube, and then you can watch it and start and stop it as much as you want throughout the day. That live video, the YouTube, will be also up. At 4 o'clock, we'll gather back as young families or anyone who wants to come for an interpretation of the story of Jonah and a little singing to get us towards the end of the day. And then at 6:30, we have Ne'ilah happening both on the live stream and on Zoom. And Ne'ilah is all clergy-led live service, not pre-recorded. It's going to be live. So that's sort of how we're walking through the rest of today. Hopefully I'll get to see your faces again as we go through the day. I'm so grateful that you were all here this morning. May it be a year that is filled with growth and love and just beauty, and hopefully being together, whether it's on Zoom or in person. I'm going to turn off the recording and invite you to unmute yourself if you want to say hi to your friends now. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and unmute.